The Andros Titus UGV is the smallest vehicle in the Andros product line. It was designed to keep the operators out of danger when being used for EOD, SWAT, or hazmat operations. Weighing and fully outfitted at 145 pounds with a base chassis width of 16.25 inches, it will allow users to be able to negotiate the aisle of a city bus or an aircraft. With the optional wheel kit, the width is only 24.25 inches, which makes it very easy to negotiate indoor hallways and doorways with ease. The Titus battery bays are located down low in the chassis, creating a very low center of gravity, which makes the system very stable on stairs and rough terrain. Its articulated track design and optional quick-release wheel kit allows Titus to traverse a variety of terrain including rain, snow, sand, mud, and rocks. Further, it is rated for up to 45-degree stairs and slopes. Its front and rear articulated tracks will rotate 360 degrees, which allows the system to climb up and negotiate tall objects. The chassis drive system is comprised of two drive motors coupled with a gear reduction system to give the Titus enough torque to pull an amount that exceeds its own weight. It is also one of the fastest robots in its class at 7.5 miles per hour, allowing the operator to access areas downrange rapidly. The drive system can be disabled when the robot is powered off with a flip of a switch, allowing the users to push or pull the robot into desired positions if needed. Also, the robot's no tools required modular design allows the user to configure the system as needed for transporting it or outfitting the system as the mission may require, with ease. The chassis has an advanced onboard LCD screen for diagnostics. The camera, mast, manipulator, wheels and tracks are all no tools required, so they can be removed quickly. The UGV runs on 4 commercial off-the-shelf COTS BB2590 batteries and will run up to 3 hours plus, mission dependent. The 6 degrees of freedom manipulator has excellent dexterity for its size, and it is comprised of a torso with plus or minus 180 degrees of movement, a shoulder with plus or minus 90 to 135 degrees, an elbow with plus or minus 135 degrees and a wrist pitch with plus or minus 135 degrees. The gripper roll has 360-degree continuous rotation. It also has a 0 to 4-inch opening gripper with 0 to 45 pounds per square inch of grip force. With the manipulator fully extended, it will lift and hold 15 pounds, and with the manipulator positioned right in front of the tracks, it will lift and hold 20 pounds. Each arm joint has a slip clutch to protect the arm in case the user lifts more weight than the arm can handle. The slip clutch would allow the joint to simply slip, thus not damaging the manipulator or position sensors. All sections of the arm have position feedback, which reflects as a robot avatar back on the operator control unit, to let the user know what position the UGV is in when the Titus itself cannot be seen downrange. The arm has a Picatinny rail to attach tools, such as a recoilless disruptor, X-ray mount, and a shock tube initiator. It has one firing circuit to initiate a disruptor or to apply power for the X-ray mount. It also has a connector port for laser power and video for a sighting camera. The Titus has 4 standard cameras: surveillance pan and tilt camera, gripper camera, front drive and rear drive. As an option, you can add 2 more cameras for a total of 6 cameras on board, thermal imager and weapon sighting camera. The surveillance camera is a color camera with autofocus and auto iris, but can be adjusted manually using the operator control unit. The surveillance camera has 216:1 zoom, still imagery and IR capability. The surveillance camera also has 2 white light LEDs and 1 IR illuminator built into the assembly. The gripper camera is a color camera, with fixed focus and auto iris, and has a LED illumination ring internally built into the assembly. The front drive camera is a fixed focus auto iris color camera. The front drive camera plate assembly has LED illuminators built into it, to light the area that you may be operating in. The rear drive camera is a fixed focus auto iris camera, and when this camera is selected as the main camera on the operator control unit, the top status bar will flash and the drive control will automatically reverse for the operator. The camera sighting kit is a black and white fixed focus auto iris camera. The thermal imaging camera shows heat signatures as white-hot. The system has 2-way audio for communication downrange. The Titus UGV comes standard with an onboard wireless digital RF system, that can be ordered as a 1-watt no license required Part 15 system, or as a 5-watt license required Part 90 system. They both operate in the 2.4 GHz range. The operations range using the 1-watt, no license required RF system is 300 meters line of sight, and 200 meters, non-line of sight. The range using the 5-watt license required RF system is 600 meters line of sight and 500 meters non-line of sight. The operator control unit, OCU, For Titus consists of a 23-inch touchscreen monitor, breakout box, AC to DC power supply, CPU, thumb drive and a game-style controller. The breakout box acts as a junction box to manage the cable connections for the communication link, controller, power, etc. It has multiple USB ports and an HDMI port for piping video out to an external monitor or DVR. The OCU can be powered by either AC or DC and the power supply is only required if the controller need to be operated on AC. The power supply converts AC to DC. The CPU is the brain for the control side of the system. The thumb drive is for recording your mission. With 16 GB you have nearly 8 hours of recording time. To start recording, plug the thumb drive into a USB port on the breakout box, and a red dot icon will appear on the left side of the screen. When you have finished recording, push the icon again and remove the thumb drive. Place your thumb drive into a computer to watch the recording. The power supply, breakout box and CPU are bolted together and can be mounted inside the response vehicle either on a wall, countertop, etc. Also, if there is a need for the OCU to be portable, all of these components can be packaged in a Peraton case. The Peraton case includes 2 hot swappable BB2590 batteries for DC power, with a runtime of over 6 hours. As the batteries are depleted, each one can be swapped with a fully charged battery without having to power down the OCU. The antenna array can be removed from the console radio assembly, and mounted on the lid of the Peraton case as well. The robot is operated using a game-style controller, and while it may be comfortable in your hand, there are many buttons and none of them are labeled. We recognize that most public safety squads are part-time. Training is typically reduced to 1 day a week, sometimes even 1 day a month, and not just for robots but all of the EOD equipment. That drove us to spend a lot of time designing the graphical user interface, GUI. It's very intuitive and doesn't require the user to go more than 2 layers deep to access anything, which results in higher retention, and makes it easier to pick back up during longer periods of non-use. The avatar is real-time 3D, which really helps when the operator can't physically see the robot. The avatar can be rotated, moved or resized on the screen. Since the buttons of the game-style controller aren't labeled, when they are pressed the corresponding joint on the avatar highlights, which gives the user a visual confirmation. This makes it easier and faster to learn the button layout. The avatar gives the user a lot of information. Not only confirming selection but it highlights a different color when an arm joint or articulator reaches its end of travel, or when there is a failure. The robot is equipped with self-collision, meaning the arm will stop before it collides with the surveillance camera. This information is also displayed on the avatar. The audio, lights and IR are enabled via the touchscreen, and cameras are selected using a rendition of the robot with the cameras in their actual position. Up to 4 cameras can be viewed at the same time, as well as having the ability to make a single camera full screen, or having 1 full screen and up to 3 additional in picture-in-picture. Those can be resized and moved as well. All of the advanced behaviors are selected using the touchscreen. One being the factory presets. There are various arm and articulator poses to choose from, such as stairs up, stairs down, stow and park. Any of the advanced behaviors can be stopped at any point during motion as well. Lastly, the arm is capable of fly the gripper, which means that instead of being used switch by joint, one joint is moved. The left and right joysticks on the game-style controller can move multiple joints at one time, flying the gripper to an object using the video perspective from the gripper camera. Lastly, the robot can be operated in several different modes including drive, arm, video and GUI. GUI mode allows the buttons on the game-style controller to navigate and select the icons on the screen if the touchscreen feature of the monitor were to fail. Most of the controls to the robot can be accomplished in drive mode, and manipulator mode does all of those controls with the exception of drive, and video mode controls all the camera and light selections without using the touchscreen. The byproduct of having multiple modes is that more than one game-style controller can be used at the same time, which makes the controller multiplayer. One person could drive the robot, another could control the arm and a third could be managing the camera views. All of these behaviors combined reduces time on target, and overall training time needed to become competent with the robot and all its features. Titus is virtually maintenance-free. There is no need to perform specific tasks at such close intervals as our other products, because the software stops the mechanical joints before they reach their hard stops, which reduces the mechanical wear and tear that would cause hardware to get loose or internal damage to occur. Almost every component is plug and play, which means, with a set of instructions or over-the-phone guidance, they can be replaced in the field. Titus has a combination of detailed diagnostic screens, accessed from the OCU that identify specific faults, reducing the troubleshooting time and tools often required for an advanced platform. We took the time to design these abilities during the early stages, which has really helped to confirm reliability in the field. Overall, Titus for its size is a very robust, capable platform that continues to outperform the competition and is unmatched in its size class. Please contact the Remotec sales group for more information or to schedule a demo. Let us show you how the next generation of unmanned ground vehicles should perform.